As it has been really for the past 2 or 3 days since we have been here. There's a big gust right there. These telephone poles, just look how it's leaning right now. It's really blowing very, very hard. Yeah, you can see they're pushing that car pretty easily right now. So it is kind of nice to see people banding together like that.
All they're saying is move back. I'll let you listen.
Move! Move!
At this point, as to the motive or if the shooter was actually in this vehicle or in another vehicle.
Just tried to drive into that. Wow, I actually didn't see that until they just tried to hop out of that car.
Look, I'm going to step out of the way. It is a very active scene right now. These firefighters are working hard. So between Little Creek Church Road and West Olive Road.
The showdown right there at Cameron Indoor Arena. We're going to be back with all the action.
The Raleigh Police Department has been pretty tight-lipped about the specifics.
We know there are 17 units in this apartment. I'm told by one of the battalion chiefs they do not think any of those apartments will be able to be lived in tonight, either because of fire or water damage this evening. They're still working to figure out how many people that means tonight.
Crews also rescued 3 dogs, making for several happy reunions.
Sir, why do you have a knife on you? Because I was upholding the law.
Back up!
A lot of it ending up right here. Now, we actually talked with people who live near.
They gathered here at Hillside Park at the very spot where this mother and grandmother lost her life. They put down candles and this photo, and they tell me this arrest does not bring them closure.
They're trying to get a better understanding of what impact Gen X has on people.
Really just look at all of this water, and hearing Wes. And
if you look behind me and if you look up, you can see we're not. I mean, there is downtown Raleigh right there.
Suspects walking up to cars using plastic shopping bags to open up unlocked doors and steal valuables such as laptops and credit cards. And it's this type of activity police says that they're making sure you keep your doors locked.
It's not even high tide here at Wrightsville Beach, and you can see how intense those waves behind us are.
Well, it's a bit eerie out here outside of the wind, which has really picked up over the course of maybe the last hour to 45 minutes.
We're standing in the parking lot of the Starlight Motel, and before Florence, there were 10 rooms here. But once the river crested, floodwater knocked the rooms off of their foundation. Now, tonight, the family that owns this motel tells me not only do they work here, but they live here, and they lost everything.
21, 22, 23, 24.
Kishore Dipani counts the rooms in his motel.
Damaged, completely damaged. Anything inside.
Every one of them in the Starlight was inundated when floodwater from the Little River came rushing through.
Right here, that's the line is water line. My mind stopped working. When I see this, my mind stopped working. Unbelievable.
The force of the water so strong it knocked several rooms off their foundation.
I just cried.
Kishore bought the motel last year.
Before the months ago, I buy all new appliances, kitchen appliances, some electronics, TVs, all is gone. Yeah.
His wife Smita says the family moved to the U.S. in 2007 and worked in gas stations and McDonald's until they saved up enough to buy the building.
All my saving, all our saving and everything, we put it in this motel. We did very hard work for this motel, and I have a dream.
This isn't just the family's business, but it's also their home. They evacuated in a hurry Friday as the river continued to rise.
I leave all my stuff and we left. His clothes, everything in here. I didn't have anything with me.
Now with only the clothes on their back, the Dipanis spent Wednesday salvaging what they could. They don't have flood insurance and say even during Hurricane Matthew, this building has never flooded.
Unexpected, that's unexpected. Even I can think in my dream, that's flood.
For now, the Dipanis are staying with family. Kishore says they'll likely have to tear down the buildings that remain and hopefully rebuild.
At least we save our lives.
Colleen Quigley, CBS 17.
Very hard to watch. Well, Marius, if you wanted to get a ticket to see Franklinton play Wake Forest tonight, you'd have to pay $7 for an admission price. Now, of those $7, $1 would be used to help those that were affected and dealing with the aftermath of Florence as we speak. Now, tonight's game was one of the first games played across the Triangle and across the area since Florence made its way through this area. And no matter which side they were on, everyone says they were rooting for all those impacted by the storm.
The schools are, 20 minutes apart. It's a big rivalry, so I'm expecting a large crowd tonight.
A packed stadium in Franklin County as hundreds watch Franklinton and Wake Forest, two undefeated teams battling for bragging rights.
Tickets, get your tickets. Just one.
Aside from the scoreboard, scores of tickets sold during the game are helping those recovering from Florence.
Thank you.
Franklinton students and staff deciding a portion of proceeds are going to help those impacted by the storm.
Even though it happened more so down south and we're up north, we're still helping out in a big way.
I just hope everyone's okay and everything can get fixed, because that's really all that matters.
My mom is in Havelock, and they went 8 days without electricity. Everything was all cash, and all the cash they pulled out to prepare had run out. So it was very nervous couple of days until they got electricity yesterday.
So all of us a lot of times sit at home and go, what can we do to help? And everybody supports school. So automatically it's a given that all of the proceeds are going to go to them.
After tonight's game, many hope to see other schools follow suit.
It's kind of something that just impacts you not just for a day, but for a lifetime. So how can we as a school, how can our young people here realize that it's their responsibility and really their obligation to put forth those efforts here?